people are dead and several others are sick after a suspected outbreak of hantavirus aboard a cruise ship sailing in the Atlantic. The World Health Organization maintains the risk to the public is low, saying that the disease is not easily transmitted from person to person, and says there's no need for panic or travel restrictions. Joining us now for a deeper dive is Dr. Mona Gahunia, an infectious disease specialist with Kaiser Permanente. First and foremost, what is hantavirus and how does it spread?
So it's spread by feces or urine or saliva from rodents or their nesting material. And so it's really spread from rodent to humans, and it can be spread primarily through those materials being transmitted in the air. But it can also be through contact, actually direct contact with those same rodent feces or saliva or urine. Very, very rarely spread from person to person. There's been some documented cases, but that's extremely rare. And then some cases are mild and more like flu-like, headache, fever, chills, and muscle aches. But it can spread to the lungs in some cases, and that can cause a severe respiratory illness. And then in other cases, you can have a hemorrhagic fever and kidney problems. The key is that if you think you might be exposed to some contaminated rodent, feces or other materials, you should seek care if you have any symptoms, even low-grade fever or flu-like symptoms. So it's the exposure plus the symptoms that is the key. Again, this is really rare, especially in the U.S.
You mentioned the rarity of this, but we also saw this in the headlines after the death of Betsy Arakawa, actor Gene Hackman's wife last year. We now know that this is what she died from. So can you talk about how rare this is and how, despite its rarity, it is still something that's out there?
Yeah, it is out there, and it can be extremely serious. And so everyone should be aware of it. In that case, it was because of the unsanitary conditions. So it was the rodent infestation that caused them to have that risk. So again, minimizing your risk is the best thing you can do by ensuring that your home, your garage, your sheds are rodent free as much as possible. And then if you are dealing with something, make sure that you're equipped to do the cleaning in the proper way, air out the space. That's the best advice.
Dr. Mona Gahunia with Kaiser Permanente. Doc, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you for the expertise.
You're welcome.